الله الرحمن الرحيم. حدثنا موسى إسماعيل قال أخبرنا أبو عوانة قال حدثنا موسى اسم أبي عائشة رضي الله تعالى رحمة الله عليه قال حدثنا سعيد بن جبير عن ابن عباس رضي الله تعالى عنهما في قوله تعالى لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعالج في التنزيل شدة المكان مما يحرك الشفتين وقال ابن عباس رضي الله تعالى فأنا أحرك ما لك كما كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يحركه وقال سعيد أنا أحرك ما كما رأيت ابن عباس رضي الله تعالى يحرك ما فحرك شفتيه فأنزل الله تعالى فحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه وقرآنه قال جمعه لك صدرك وتقرأه فإذا قرأناه فاتبع قرآنه قال فاستمع له وأنصت ثم إن علينا بيانه ثم إن علينا أن تقرأه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بعد ذلك إذا أتاه جبريل استمع فإذا انطلق جبريل قرأه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كما قرأه. Musa ibn Ismail. Today I started to bring a go. Today books are supposed to come. Abu Salma ibn Ismail Muntari Tabawud. Now this is his name. Abu Salma Musa Ismail At-Tabawzuki Basri. He is a Rawi of Sahih Sitta. He is Siqa, right? Very strong also. He passed away in 223 Hijri. There's a story about him, but I'll just not tell you how the story. Abu Awana. His name is Wadah ibn Abdullah Yashkari. He's also a Rawi of Sahih Sitta, and he's Siqa and he's Musbid. He is a free slave of Yazid ibn Ata ibn Yazid Yashkari. He was brought from a place called Jurjan, and Yazid bought him. And Yazid gave him the choice: either you want to be free or you wanted to write Hadith. So you have chosen to write Hadith. He gave preference to that. Somehow or the other, it became famous that his master had freed him. Because a slave came unto him and he said to the slave, give me $2 and I will do a business for you. Abu Awana said to the slave. Then the slave went around to the rich people and said, oh, Yazid had freed his slave. So automatically Yazid, for his respect and dignity, freed him. Musa ibn Abi Aisha. This is Musa ibn Abi Aisha al-Hamdani. About to read in 175 or either 176 Hijri, Abu Awana. Musa ibn Abi Aisha is from Kufa. His kunyat is Abu Hassan. Sa'id ibn Jubayr, very, very famous Mashhur Tabi'i. His name is Sa'id ibn Jubayr ibn Hisham Asadi. Considered to be at a very high level of imamat and a very, outstanding in ilm and in ibadat also. The Imams have ijtima on that. Hajjaj bin Yusuf, Zalim Hajjaj bin Yusuf, assassinated him in 95 Hijri. After that, Hajjaj himself died after that. Sa'id ibn Jubair rahmatullah alayhi heard hadith from many Sahaba Ikram and Tabi'i also. He was given the title of Jihizul Ulama. Jihizul Ulama, he was given the title. Hajjaj Yusuf. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, his biography is Abdullah ibn Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib ibn Hisham ibn Abdul Manaf, cousin of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. His mother name was al-Fadl Lubaba al-Kubra. Maimuna radiallahu ta'ala anha, she was the same, age of Maimuna radiallahu ta'ala. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu, 3 years before Hijri he was born, and he passed away in 68 Hijri at the age of 71. He passed away in Taif. He was buried in Taif. In the last stage of his life, he became blind. And that's a story by itself, which somehow will tell you what is related to that. He was being called Hebron or Bahrun because of the knowledge Allah had blessed him, Abdullah ibn Abbas. He is the father of Khulafai Ubadiyah, Abbasiyah. He is the father of Khulafai Abbasiyah. You all remember there was a statement of Dawra Abbasiyah. So he is the father of them, and he is among the Ubadah al-Arba. He was Zabardast. He was gigantic in Tafsir and Ta'wil of Quran Majid. And this was because of the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma faqihhi fid deen wa 'allimhu ta'wil. This was the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Musnad. Musnad have this hadith there. He was called Ra'isul Mufassirin and Tarjuman Quran. What he was called? He was called Ra'isul Mufassirin and Tarjuman Quran. Now, who are the Ubadah al-Arba, Iban? Iban?
Huh?
Where are you?
Right here.
Ubadah al-Arba. You got the mic?
No.
So take the mic, come on.
Ibn Abbas was one. Aisha radiallahu anha.
Relax, you can run. Ubadah al-Arba is referred to Abdullah. And who are the Abdullah?
Abdullah ibn Zubair.
Yes.
Abdullah ibn Umar. Zaid.
No. For Abdullah, very simple to remember. Umar Khattab, his son Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Zubair, 2. Then Abdullah ibn Abbas son, Zubair son, Umar son, and some say Abdullah Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, but most of the ulama say it's Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As. Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As. And Imam Nawawi rahmatullah alayhi and had followed Allah, and you said that this is it. But in in the book Johari, Imam Johari had mentioned that that is Abdullah ibn, in space of Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As is Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala, are the Ubad al-Arba. But most of the Imam hold the view it is Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, because why Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu, he passed away early. He passed away early, Ibn. So whoever left behind, they become famous. All of these, Ubadallah, Abdullah bin Zubayr, he passed away till in Zubayr, Hajjaj assassinated in 70-something, 74 Hijri. Abdullah ibn Abbas, he also passed away till in 90-something Hijri, as I mentioned. Unlike this. Good. Marwiya ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, he narrated from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam 1006 or 7 hadiths from Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. From amongst them, Bukhari Shareef, muttafaqun alayhi, there are 95 hadiths muttafaqun alayhi between Bukhari and Muslim. And Imam Bukhari, he have 120 individually, and Sahih Muslim have 59. So you can say Imam Bukhari narrated 215 hadith, and Imam Muslim 144 hadith from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala. في قوله تعالى لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعالج من التنزيل شدة. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to treat. كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, Tanzeel, the revelation was treated with lot of difficulty. To treat, it needs to handle. So the Quran says, لا تحرك به, do not move. لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. So, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the Quran used to come onto him. The reason for difficulty of the revelation is the weight of the revelation. Number 2, the meeting of Jibreel salatu wasalam, because one category, one characteristic, meeting with a different characteristic. Jibreel Islam is Nuri. Nabi is Nuri, but his body is Khakhi. His body is altered. So it's a natural difficulty here. Understand? Nabi Kareem Sallallahu, when Quran used to reveal unto him, he used to try to recite it together, so that you don't forget. This is what came in the ayat of the Quran. So that nothing don't get omitted, nothing don't get left out. So that was difficult. Hafiz al-Quran reading with a non-Hafiz. Amen? A non-Hafiz reading with a Hafiz al-Quran or a Hafiz. Suleiman? Follow? Iban?
Yeah.
You got a Hafiz, whatever he memorized, and you want to read what he memorized. So you don't think that would be easy? Ivan? Yeah?
No.
It is difficult, it's comprehensively difficult. وَكَانَ مِمَّا يُحَرِّكُ شَفَتَيْهِ. Rasulullah used so often, mimma here translated in the text of kasrat, often recite, shake his lips, to move his lips. And why he used to do this often? What's the reason? He was trying to learn it, to remember it, along with Jibreel. That Jibreel is reading it, so he read it also. And the same reason so you don't miss out that today. Because why? This is Kalam Allah. This is, the kings of all kings. The king of all kings, Kalam. And it is very beloved, Kalam. And Rasulullah have the greatest esteem out of, understanding and context for the Kalam Allah. So Rasulullah wanted to learn it, to memorize it from up front. He read it with Jibreel. So it was very difficult because Jibreel, he memorized it and he came down by Allah. If somebody knows something from before, it's easy to recite. But when you don't know it from before, it's very difficult. So I explain this, that the angel then, they with Jibreel. He is Nuri, he is light. Rasulullah's heart is light, but he is his heart, his body is a earthen body. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala, why did Rasulullah was trying to do it quickly? Imam Bukhari brings the tafsir of this saying, Yuridu an yahfadahu. Or yakhsha ayyan falat minhu, or he's scared that he missed out anything. No. قال ابن عباس فأنا أحركما لك كما كان رسول الله يحركما. Ibn Abbas is speaking to who hereby? Who is he speaking to? Iban, who Ibn Abbas is speaking to here? Huh?
The Rawi.
So who's the Rawi? Sa'id ibn Jubair. Sa'id ibn Jubair narrated from his ustad.
Yes, Sa'id ibn
Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, that I am moving both of my lips, kama kana Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam was shaking and moving his lips. Now, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, there's a main objection here. This hadith is what? He was born 3 years before Hijrah, and this happened to me ibtidai ba'asat. So how did he get this here? How Imam Bukhari can take this here as a dalil. Because Imam Abbas isn't born at that time. Because in the hadith has mentioned, Ana uharrikuma laka kama yasir ra'aytu, that I am moving my lips as how Nabi, he didn't say that I saw Rasulullah moving his. So this, if this is the case, then hadith become mursal. It become Hadith is
Mursal.
And Marasil is Sahaba, we discussed this already. Marasil is a pure Mursal. The other probability that maybe Rasulullah mentioned this incident to Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala. In this case here, it is not Mursal anymore, but it's Muttasil. However, he took the second option. He said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam probably mentioned the intent to Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, because Abu Dawood, Tiyalisi, he did this riwayat also. He did this riwayat in more detail. I said, وَقَالَ السَّعِيدِ أَنَا أُحَرِّكُمَا. Sa'id ibn Jubayr said, كَمَا رَأَيْتُ ابْنَ عَبَّاسَ يُحَرِّكُمَا فَحَرَّكَ شَفَتَيْهِ. Now who is Sa'id ibn Jubayr? Sa'id ibn Jubayr is saying this to his student. Who is the student of Sa'id ibn Jubayr by? Quickly by looking at this.
Musa ibn
Aisha in Abi Aisha. That I am moving my lips as how I saw Ibn Abbas moving his lips, so I move my lips. So this is tafsir, this is detail regarding this. So Sa'id after this, now this was continued going on here, this was something that continued chain was going on. Every ustad, whatever you wanted to start did was a continue. So you call this hadith indirectly al-musalsal bi tahrik al-shafatayn. Al-musalsal, continuation of the movement of the lips. But then this tasalsul, this continuation got broken. Somehow the other got broken with the ustad and it did not remain that. You follow me, man? فَأَنْزَلَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى تَحَرِّكْ بِهِ لِسَانَكَ لِتَعْجَلَ بِهِ إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا جَمْعَهُ وَقُرْآنَهُ. So Allah says in the Quran, O Muhammad, the O is that here, do not move your lips, لَا تُحَرِّكْ بِهِ لِسَانَكَ لِتَعْجَلَ بِهِ, and hasten with it. إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا, verily we will make jama of this. We will put it together for you. The jama'ahu, put it together. Wa Quran, and also Qur'ani together. Now in this ayat came here, tahrik al-shafatayn. Does that come right? But tahrik al-lisan, la tahrik bihi lisanaka. You move your lips when you're doing recitation. And Quran here, la tuharrik bihi lisan. Then tongue is being restricted to be moving here by. That's all.
Yeah.
So we say here now that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let's use tongue, but He means everything in it. Understand? You understand, right?
Yeah.
So the objective tahrik al-lisan and tahrik al-shafatayn automatically falls in. So the ayat indeed, the objective is also tahrik al-shafatayn. For example, the Quran came. In the Quran is a dalil of this also. Sarabira taqiqumul har. Here you use har only. That you know, your patlun or your clothes to protect you from the heat, but what the cold is. Understand? I mean, so they just make iktifa. They just make it brief upon that, but they include everything. Now, there's another beautiful, response to give it to this, that you know. Do we see the tongue in the mouth when somebody recites it? How it moves? Yeah?
Sometimes.
Very seldom you see. The tongue you don't see it, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is alim al-ghayb. Alim al-ghayb wal khufiyat. He sees everything. Every movement of the tongue, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees it. So that's the reason why in the Hadith Shareef you have tahrik al-shafatayn, and in Quran you have tahrik al-lisan. We see the lips, and Allah sees more further than that, He sees the tongue. You understand that, Stephen?
Yeah.
Here's another answer which been given, that officially for any letter to be pronounced, you gotta be talaffuz min lisan. Talaffuz min lisan. Can you pronounce a word without the involvement or the association of the tongue?
No.
So Allah made consideration of i'tibar al-asl. He made it a consideration that originally, officially the tongue. God. Now, another answer been given here, that the Ruwat here now, they made ikhtisar. That Musa ibn Abi Aisha, in his riwayat came lisan and shafatayn. But his student Abu Awana or Israel, they only mentioned shafatayn. Understand? Whereas both are there, and there are many more answers to this. فَإِذَا قَرَأْنَاهُ فَاتَّبِعْ قُرْآنَهُ قَالَ فَاسْتَمِعْ لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا. So when we recite فَإِذَا قَرَأْنَاهُ, then you should be listening and following. فَاتَّبِعْ قُرْآنَهُ, then the recitation you should be following. This Nabi gives it to you. Now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made فَإِذَا قَرَأْنَاهُ, when we recited the Quran. Is Allah recited the Quran or Jibreel, right? Right?
Jibreel from Allah.
Is Jibreel من حقيقة وأصلية من جانب الله. So originally the angel who comes in the form, suratan, the angel is recited. So it comes into the wasitatin. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, Ra'is al-Mufassiri said, فَاتَّبِعْ قُرْآنَ التفسير فَاسْتَمِعْ وَأَنْصِتُ. Now there are two things, istima and insat. There are two words which comes here. Istima and insat. Asqalani rahmatullah alayhi give a difference between both of them. The insat, it means that to be quiet, whether you are listening with it, putting your ear, you are listening attentively or not. But just remain quiet. So maybe you can be in another word, but to that quietly, so we call it insat. We call it insat. And istima here means here that a person attentively they are listening. Where the Quran says, وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنَ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنْصِتُوا فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ. So which means, insat it is umum, it is am, right? And istima means isgha means to put your ears and listen attentively. Good. Now in the Quran I quoted the ayat here, فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنْصِتُوا. This qiraat khalf imam, which is the madhab. This ayat here, وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنْصِتُوا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu made tafsir of the word فَاتَّبِعْ means فَاسْتَمِعْ وَأَنْصِتْ. And here the Imam, here the Hadith Paqim, جُعِلَ الْإِمَامِ لِيُقْتَمَّ بِهِ. That Imam is made so you can follow him. So in Asqalani rahmatullah alayhi says that i'timam, it means ittiba, or it means follow. I'timam means ittiba. And Ibn Abbas made tafsir of ittiba, فَاسْتَمِعْ lahu. Listen to it that carefully, وَأَنْصِتُوا, and be quiet. So what we say, ittiba of the Imam means you listen and you remain quiet. You do not be recited like Imam Shafi say you have to recite. There's a riwayat of Muslim Shareef of Musa Shareef radiallahu ta'ala, وَإِذَا قَرَأَ وَإِذَا قُرِيَ فَأَنْصِتُوا. That when qiraat is being recited, then you should remain silent. Even though this riwayat here, the Mukhalifi, the opposition party, they have discussion upon this ayah, but إِنَّمَا جُعِلَ الْإِمَامِ يُقْتَمَّ بِهِ. Nobody have no discussion, no dispute with regard to this. Because the word i'timam, Abdullah Masud said, it means ittiba. And ittiba, he means فَاسْتَمِعْ لَهُ وَأَنْصِتْ. God. So Hanafiya, they must say, وَإِذَا قُرِيَ الْقُرْآنُ فَأَنْصِتُوا. This is improved. And إِنَّمَا جُعِلَ الْإِمَامِ يُقْتَمَّ بِهِ, to improve it also from this day. And Abdullah Masud radiallahu ta'ala, his tafsir of فَاسْتَمِعْ لَهُ وَأَنْصِتْ is improved here. So there's complete dalai of Hanafiya. Now as we depend tafsir here, I just decided to go into detail. Now the word ittiba have another tafsir, so we got to coincide both together here. Now fattabi' Qur'ana. Now the tafsir which has been given is istima wa insat. But in Kitab al-Tafsir, Imam Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala quoted from Imam Ibn Abbas rahimahullah ta'ala that the word Fattabi' Qur'an means Qira'at. And the tafsir of Qira'at is Bayan. And Iqtibah means, he made it tafsir, means Amal. So what Imam Ibn Abbas is saying, he said that Qara'nahu, Bayyanahu, Fattabi' i'mal bihi. It means that we Bayyanahu, we will explain to you and you make Amal upon it. So maybe probably both of these tafsirs from the Abdullah ibn Abbas ta'ala. And how we can explain this? We say once. Istima' and insat is in the beginning and amal is the ending. Fine, we don't deny that. So in the beginning you have to do this, and then afterward the ending you have to make amal. So you have to listen, whether you listen with your ears on fully, but you must make amal upon listening. And sometimes Abdullah ibn Abbas he makes tafsir meaning amal, and sometimes he makes tafsir amali istima', and the amal of istima' wa insita'. ثم إن علينا بيانه ثم إن علينا أن تقرأ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my response, our responsibility is that we do bayan unto you. And inna alayna an taqra, and our responsibility that you should recite it. You should recite it. Did I follow it?
Yeah.
Now there's repetition. Inna alayna jam'ahu wa qur'ana. The tafsir came with jam'ahu laka sadruka wa taqra'u. And then inna alayna bayana. The two things come together here. Two repetition. So it's for the force. Taqra'u. In the fourth recitation is qira'at li nafsihi, qira'at for yourself. And the other taqra over here is qira'at li ghayrihi. Now what do you understand by qira'at li nafsihi and qira'at li ghayrihi? Mean that you don't move your tongue as one. You remain silent, and we will gather into your chest, and we will give you the ability to read it. So that is it. And inna alayna bayana, Rasulullah has been given the inclination here, the indication that you will recite it, yes, but the word of the tabligh. We'll be doing tabligh here now of this whatever coming onto you. Inna alayna jam'ahu wa qur'ana. You will do tabligh now. What is meant by that? You do the talim of Quran. Good, we continue. Another answer which we given here that taqra'u is referred to qudrat al-qira'ah, to have the ability of recitation. And the other phrase, inna alayna and taqra'u, which means that you should be reading it. You should be frequently reading it. That only one thing you read and that's it. No. So there are many more answers regarding this. ثم إن علينا بيانا. No, the word ثم إن علينا بيانا. Now what is meant by then we will unto you give you the bayan. So what is the bayan referred to here?
Tafsir.
Mujmalat or tawzihat or tawzi mushkilat. What is referred here? So inna alayna jam'ahu wa qur'ana. The bayan of this, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had secured it in the chest of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and given the ability. But ثُمَّ إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا بَيَانًا, this part here is Allah giving another understanding of mujmilat, right? Or the mushkilat, the explanatory thing which is in the Quran and is difficult, or which is tough. Now, there's a masala regarding to this. Ta'khir al-bayan and waqt al-khitab. that to delay an expression or a detail at the time of addressing. This is my English translation, but the Arabic ta'khirul bayan and waqt al-khitab. So if this is what is meant here, inna alayna jam'ahu wa qur'ana thumma inna alayna bayana thumma inna alayna bayan. Then this is a mukhtalaf fi masla here. And what is the masla? Ta'khir al-bayan and waqt al-khitab. So this here which has been proven from this ayat here, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give a order to a servant, which means he addresses his servant, and at that time it is not necessary for him to give him wazahat, details. Is ta'khir possible in this or not? Ivan, you follow me? The question here now. What do you think it is, Ivan? Eh? Eh? Listen. Jamhur ulama Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they say ta'khir is possible. Ta'khir for Imam Shafi also have mansus onto this. He have mansus onto this. Yes. So I give you all the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah.
No.
Eh? Right? Did I give you the Maslak Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah?
Yeah.
Qazi Abu Bakr he had made dalil from this ayat. Summa inna alayna bayan. But then we still listen. This word bayan which came is not such a, you can't use it as a dalil. Because why? The word bayan is a, I did usuli shashi, I gotta come usuli shashi now. Usuli shashi alfaz mushtarika. Yes. Alfaz mushtarika. The word bayan, it could refer to bayan ijmali, explanation of something which is ijmal, something which is too much on detail. And it could be bayan tafsili also. And it could be mutlaq, which means izhar. Summa inna alayna bayanu, summa inna alayna izharuhu. So if you take any specific meaning here, then I can say, man, you mean it right, me got another meaning. So what we are saying here, what can meant here is bayan tafsili. Wait, somebody phone a ring?
No.
We can say bayan tafsili, that a full detail of what is meant by summa inna alayna, we gotta give bayan. Summa inna alayna bayan. Good. Now this is a mukhtalaf fi masla. Ta'khir bayan ijmali. Ta'khir bayan ijmali. That the detail, you detail or you of on detail. These are details. Right? Can ta'khir be done with ijmali or not? The Imam have ikhtilaf regarding that. Bayan ikhtilaf, we have no dispute. Everybody says that you can is not allowed. You understand? Everybody says with tafsir is concerned is not allowed. You follow me?
Yeah.
Tafsili, which means that you have some explanation, it is necessary sometimes, right? No, so that is regard to that. That's one masala. فكان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أتاه جبريل استمع فإذا انطلق جبريل قرأ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كما قرأه. Allama Shabir Manzul Nu'mani rahmatullah alayhi says that this is the miracle of Rasulullah. Jibreel now, and you don't and you reveal it. So this is a miracle of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because why? The angel don't repeat it again. After the angel gone, Rasulullah it's on him already. Now the word Jibreel. Iba was the tahqiq of Jibreel. Did I ever give you all that?
No.
Jibreel is the angel who bring revelation at a different time, and he also bring punishment also. So this angel who bring revelation and bring punishment, his name is Jibreel. Jibreel is Suryani language. The meaning of it is Abdullah, right? It means Abdullah. Now Jibreel means Abd, and Ilun means Allah. So Ilun is among the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abd ibn Humayn rahmatullah his tafsir. He had mentioned that Ikramah rahmatullah mentioned Jibreel is the name, or mean Abdullah, and Mikael, his name is Ubaidullah. Allama Suhaili rahmatullah mentioned Jibreel is Suryani, and it means Abdul Rahman or it means Abdul Aziz. And this riwayat came of Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu mawqufan and marfu'an also. Now some say that this name here is among the names of Izafat. And the Ibadah is Makhlubi, they're upside down. The Izafat, the connection upside down. That Il mean Abd, and the front part mean Allah. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first part in the name of Allah. You know this, when we talk English, we say son of. And in Arabic means of son, that's all?
Yeah.
So according to the non-Arab, the word means Jibrun, they say Islam ma fasada, that rectification what has been deteriorated. So here, Jibreel salatu wasalam, his name, according to the suitability, that's the way how his name is given. So Jibrun means Islam ma waha. So Jibreel salam is being deputed for revelation, and also you been given, and in revelation, right? In revelation, what do you have? Islam ma waha min ad-din, and in Islam, a rectification of those things which is in the deen. Now this name of Jibreel was not known; it was very strange. So that's the reason why when Khadija radiallahu went to Addas, she asked him about Jibreel. And what he said, Kuddusun, Ma sha'nu min Jibreel. That is the status of Jibreel. Yaskuru bihi al-ardi allati ahlaha ahl awsan. Let me translate this already. Good. Allama Aini rahmatullah, he was making mutala of a kitab, and he saw Jibreel name as Abdul Jalil, and he saw his title as Abdul Futu, and he saw Mikael name of Abdul Razzaq, and he saw his title as Abul Ghanaim, and he saw Israfil. Mikael gave I done, Jibreel. Mikael, and he saw Israfil, his name Abdul Khaliq, and he saw his title as Abdul Manafiq. Abdul Manafiq. Manafiq means the person who blew it from the roof. And Israel, his name Abdul Jabbar, and his name is Abdul Hayy. Who is Israel by? Israel. Who is Israel? The angel of death, and he comes, don't mess with him. Jibreel, the pronunciation of the Arab of the Logat, there are 15 different Logat of Jibreel. Understand? So, one of the logos fit in here. So I've been able to go into all these logos. Follow me? Now, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala mentioned this Tahriq al-Shafatain, which was the beginning of revelation unto Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there's a possibility that it remained for a while. And I'm using the word and, probably this was difficult and hard for Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Trying to take the responsibility of retaining and remember it. So then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Quran that I am taking the responsibility, right, to protect, to secure, to maintain, right, Quran from Lawh Mahfuz upon the surface of this earth. So how there's the reason why we have to say that this was the beginning of revelation, because we have to join this hadith to fit in. We have to make tatbiq, we have to coincide both together. Or what we can say, Shaykh al-Hind rahmatullah alayhi, his objective was to show azmat al-wahi, the greatness and the esteem of wahi. That definitely Allah will be putting the Quran, protect the Quran in their hearts. Understand? Are you following me? Revelation will protect in the hearts of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Understand? And Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be doing the recitation, and he will be doing the meaning, and all of these things, great things which are related to revelation. Now, once this esteem is there and his ameen is happening, then Allah give this hukum now, give this ruling. When revelation is coming down, you just make istima and insaf. Okay? There are a few things which came out of this hadith here. That it is mustahab for a teacher that if a student asks for any explanation of anything, then he should explain to them. Understand? And the other thing is that to learn Quran without the help of Allah is not possible. It is not possible. Understand? Are you following me, right?
Yeah.
Because Nabi Karim himself was trying to memorize the Quran and Allah helped him. Allah gave him the responsibility. And then the third thing here, ta'khirul bayan and waqt al-khitab, the permissibility of it, which is the madhab of Jamhur Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Understand? There's a short discussion coming out of this ayat of the Quran, and let me just give it. Now, in this Quranic ayat which came, La uqsimu bi yawmil qiyamati wa la uqsimu bin nafsil lawwama. All the way, right? بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرا ولو ألقى معاذيرا. لا تحرجن كلا بل تحبون العاجلة وتذرون الآخرة. Now, in between these ayatim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about tahriq al-lisan. The Rawafid, the Shia, they are saying that this is an indication of the Quran was not protected. Na'udhu billah, the Quran was not protected. Partially of the Quran was missing. Na'udhu billah. But their evidence is totally false and is batil. They're saying that Quran is 40 juz. 40 juz of Quran. Usman radiallahu ta'ala had only gathered 30 juz of the Quran. And thus juz, 10 juz of the Quran which is related to Ahl Bayt and their fadilah, he had omitted it. He had omitted completely. But then we see that they are too smart. Quran itself has mentioned that they are denying the promise in Quran, and they are denial of Quran. But Allah said, "Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu hafidhun." Now, regard to the joint of the ayats which is here and in between this scheme here, there are many dalil, there are many answers to word in pages, but I'm not here to do that here. It's tafsir class, inshallah. الحديث الخامس حدثنا عبدان قال أخبرنا عبد الله قال أخبرنا يونس عن زهري تحويل السند وحدثنا بشر بن محمد قال أخبرنا عبد الله قال أخبر يونس ومعمر عن زهري نحو قال أخبرني عبيد الله بن عبد الله عن ابن عباس قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أجود الناس وكان أجود ما يكون في رمضان حين يلقاه جبرائيل وكان يلقاه في كل ليلة من رمضان فيدارسه القرآن فلا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أجود بالخير من ريح المرسل. First person came is Abdan. حدثنا عبدان. Abdan. Good. Abdan is the laqab. Laqab means what, bhai? Laqab. What is laqab? Name. And his name is Abdullah Usman ibn Jabla. Now, Abdan here now, Abdullah ibn Usman, they call him Abdan. Allama Aini Rahmatullah said, no, his name is Abdullah. And his title is Abu Abdurrahman. Good. Now, they took Abdullah and they took his kunya Abu Abdurrahman, put the two up together and make Abdan. Understand? So it is not a mix up, a spoil up name. Good. Abdan is Sikha and Hafid. He passed away in 221 at 76 years. Following? قال أخبر عبد الله. Now, you need to remember this. Anytime in Bukhari Shareef comes, Abdullah generally is referred to Abdullah ibn Mubarak, student of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. No, student of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala. No, student Imam Abu Hanifa, sorry. This is Abdullah ibn Mubarak ibn Wadi al-Hanbali. His title is Abu Abdurrahman. He lived in Marad. We live in Marad. That's the right he's called. He's called, Marwazi is being called. Marad is somewhere in Iraq. Am I following me? Marad somewhere in Iraq. He will start Imam Abu Hanifa, Sufyan Sauri, Sufyan ibn Uyaynah, and great Imams he acquired knowledge from. And also Sufyan Sauri and Sufyan ibn Uyaynah, they took riwayat from him. And he is considered to be very strong and steadfast and unanimous upon him. Along being in ilm deen, he was also in fiqh also. He is the only individual to write a book on zuhd. Only individual separately to write a kitab on zuhd. One year he used to go in the path of Allah and 1 year he used to go for jihad. He was born in 118 Hijri and passed away in 181 Hijri. Rahmatullah. Good. Yunus. This is Yunus ibn Yazid ibn Abi Najjad Aili. Siqa. He is a free slave of Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. Because Abi Sufyan's son is Muawiyah. He heard hadith from great tabi'in, Ikramah, Salim, Nafi, Zuhri rahmatullah alayh. He passed away in 159 Hijri. Now, whenever in Bukhari Shareef come Yunus, it is referred to the same Yunus ibn Yazid. Now, and Bishr Muhammad. Bishr, he's, Sakhtiyani. He passed away in 224 Hijri. Follow me? And Ubaidullah ibn Abdullah. This is Ubaidullah ibn Abdullah ibn Utbah ibn Mas'ud. Hazali Madani, 94 Hijri, passed away. So, remember the sanad change. Ha, tahweel sanad came here now. You follow it?
Yeah.
So there are two different sanad coming here. And they're going to meet up with one or Ravi on top. Good. So that's the reason why they made a different, they put ha taqweed. So Haddathana Abdan, Haddathana Abdullah, Akhbar Yunus and Zuhri, then Haddathana Bishr Muhammad, Haddathana Abdullah, Akhbar Yunus wa Ma'amar Nahu an Zuhri. So here the sanad finished. So I gave this explanation of both sanad before, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
More we're going to talk about this one. Imam Bukhari starts him, we just need to know. We need to get it right. I give my explanation of Bishr Muhammad. Imam Bukhari in Bukhari Shareef, in Sahih Sitta, Bishr Muhammad, only Imam Bukhari took riwayat from him. It's very amazing.
Yeah.
So high standard, Imam Bukhari took hadith from him and nobody else take from him. Ma'amar ibn Rashid Azdi Abu Amr Basri. He had chosen to reside in Yemen. He was a great alim there. Hafiz Abdul Razak Sana'ani had mentioned that he heard 10,000 hadiths from him. 10,000. Many tabi'een heard from him. He passed away in, I mentioned just now, right? 81. What did I mention just now, right? 81 years he passed away. No, 154, age he lived for. How old was he?
154.
No. 81 years he lived for, and he passed away in 154 Hijri. An Zuhri. Now, Abdullah ibn Mubarak heard his hadith from Yunus and Ma'mar, both of them. But he narrated it only the word of Yunus, and he didn't mention the words of Ma'mar. Good. Now, Ubaydullah ibn Abdullah. I'll give a little about him just now, right? Ubaydullah ibn Abdullah ibn Utbah ibn Mas'udi, Medina, famous fuqaha among the fuqaha sab'a of Madinatul Munawwara. He heard hadith from many sahaba like, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Umar, Abu Huraira, and many tabi'i heard from him. He was a teacher of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Afterward, he became blind and he passed away in 99 Hijri, or either 98 Hijri, or either 95 Hijri, or either 94 Hijri. كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم Rasulullah Ajwadun Nas was the most virtuous among Sahaba, among the people. Most virtuous, or not virtuous, generous. The word Judun. Judun means to give without, asking. Being asked. You don't ask, somebody asked and you give. Anybody following me, right?
Yeah.
And also, Judun means to give plenty. So this is what is meant here, because the other part of hadith mean that like how the speed wind, fast wind, and some say like very hard. Rain. There's so many discussion we can do to this of Rasulullah his giving. Now, this word generosity, the word judun or jawdun, it is an internal quality. Understand? Now, they make a difference between sakhawa and jawdun. They say there's two different words. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the quality which he had, it is beyond, it supersedes every individual. That the word jawdun, which is used from him, but sometimes all the qualities of Rasulullah supersede everyone. Because they had the capacity to exercise it, so it was difficult to see. quality of jawd you have to have? Ghina nafs. You might know what ghina nafs? A satisfying, inner nafs. It's very satisfactory nafs you have.
Contentment.
Not, kasratul mal, not plenty wealth. It doesn't base upon plenty wealth. A man may have 100 rupee or $100. You understand?
Yeah.
So when he gives 10, then 110 he give away. And a man may only have 1 rupee, and he give the 1 rupee out, and he left with nothing. Right, follow?
Yeah.
So he gave 100% in khairat. كما في قصة أبي بكر الصديق وعمر رضي الله تعالى عنهما. Umar رضي الله عنه give everything, and Abu Bakr give everything, and Umar gave this. Rasulullah had did with jawd. The mu'amala, the deen of Rasulullah was fully with jawd. And there were no example, there was no similarity to compare the Jude of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there are so many incidents, so many waqiyat, we are not able to do too much of bayan here. Remember the incident, one hadith which came in Bukhari, Shareef also. Rasulullah right? He did Abu Dawud Shareef, and then he came one to speed out, one to his Jew. Everybody wanted to know what happened. Then after a while, when they find out, tell us that he had some golden sign, which is scared, and he don't forget about him. He went in the chapter. Right. كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فكان أجل ما يكون في رمضان حين يلقاه إبراهيم وكان يلقاه في كل ليلة من رمضان فيدارس القرآن. This is when Rasulullah was very, very extremely generous, and more generous, or super generous, extremely generous when Jibreel will see with him, when Jibreel will meet him in the month of Ramadan. And he will meet with Jibreel, and he is going to meet with him in the night of Ramadan, when he will do tadrees of Quran. And where his time is concerned in the sakawa, the generosity of Rasulullah, of goodness, was beyond a real mursala, a very strong wind. In the month of Ramadan, Jibreel used to visit Rasulullah and used to do revision, So the benefit which people used to derive from Nabi Karim was much more than a fast wind. Good. The hadith. That Jibreel listened to the whole Quran when it comes to Rasulullah. Yeah? Or he listened only whatever will reveal unto him. They are both fall regard to it. That whatever was revealed unto him and whatever already is, whatever is revealing and whatever had been revealed unto him. So when Jibreel will do it, he remembers it. Jibreel will recite and he will listen. Afterward, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam now, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever was not revelation, maybe whatever, Allah had erased it from the memory of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Or that's one statement. And the other statement is that Only what will reveal what Jibreel will be bringing down, that's what he will be keep doing. In Fath al-Bari, in Kitab Fadail Quran, Babu Kana Jibreel Ya'ridu al-Quran ala Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And in Izal Bukhari also, it is there also. Now during the day, Jibreel will come in the night, he won't come in the day. Because Rasulullah was busy doing tabligh during the day and Islah, and he was very much occupied. But during the night, khalwat, secludedness, it was much more easy with him and Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam. And why would Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Jibreel need mudarasat? Why would do tadrees with Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The reason that the pronunciation of the Quran had to be verified with tajweed. So Jibreel sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Rasulullah was not taught with tajweed. Did he came with tajweed? Does the Arab pronounce the Arabic with tajweed? No. So Jibreel making mudarasat, right? He make mudarasat and the pronunciation with tajweed was taught to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the other main aspect is that the tartib of chapters and verses, that Rasulullah will have a comprehensive understanding that where they have to be. Because remember, Quran keeps revealing to Rasulullah fanan, after, different ayat. So then you have to place them in the surah. Do you understand? Based upon necessity, Quran keep revealing. So when Jibreel will do the revision and he will recite the surah, all the ayat of the surah, so from this it was understood that which surah, which ayat have to go into whichever surah. Even though Rasulullah Allah had fitted in his heart. So the confirmation Jibreel will give it. And from this now, when Jibreel will come, when I just mentioned something just now that whatever was غير nazila or غير manzul, with what was not considered to be revelation, Allah will remove them in the heart. When Jibreel will recite ayat which is mansukh, will you totally know that? Ayat which is mansukh, Jibreel would not recite those ayat. And those ayat which has been retained, right? Rasulullah will have a full idea. And one great benefit is this: the Quran, to give the ta'lim to the ummah, you have to do mudarasat. You have to do mudarasat, you have to tadris going on the Quran. So this sunnah will remain forever and ever in the hearts of the human being. And they'll have to make amal upon it. You follow?
Yeah.
فَلِي رَسُولَ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ أَجْوَدُ بِالْخَيْرِ مِنَ الرِّيحِ الْمُرْسَلَةِ. Khayr is referred to here wealth. And generally benefit, right? It's also been called. So when khayr came here, أَجْوَدُ الْخَيْرِ مِنَ الرِّيحِ الْمُرْسَلَةِ. So the khayr referred that it will mean your wealth. So what we can say that from wealth, the benefit which people will get through that wealth and the generosity, it was beyond a very fast and very speed wind. God. We come into conclusion and say that the munasabat of this hadith with this bab here, very different. If you look directly to this hadith, you can't see no munasabat, no relation directly. There's no mention of badul wahi in this hadith. Now, But when you look in depth, Imam Bukhari bring your mind and drain your mind that Muha ilay, upon whom a revelation is being revealed unto. You look at his sifat fadila, which is related to his the foundation of revelation. It is a great characteristic, it's a great quality of which is sifat jawd. It comes from the heart directly, and the Quran gets into the heart. So there is where the relation be tied with the Hadith and Tarjamatul Bab. And some people say the word Bad'un, it is am, whether it is referring to a time or it is referring to a place, or whether it is referring to a situation, ahwal or kayfiyat. So from this hadith here, from the hadith of this, which you get here, revelation, the beginning stage of revelation. Because why? The Quran, the dawn or the revision of the Quran was mentioned, which was in the month of Ramadan. So it's very clear that in Ramadan the Quran was revealed from all Sahih hadith. And then Imam Bukhari said here that this riwayat, he brought this riwayat to give indication that Quran Shareef, that the revelation had been occurred in the month of Ramadan, and from this indirectly, Zaman, the beginning of the time of this knowledge is there. Go. What do we extract from this hadith quickly? That we can say that the month of Ramadan, especially Sulaha, they gathered together. And they will give targheeb of jaw, and they will encourage upon that. And from this hadith is we reckon that in the month of Ramadan, or generally, not Ramadan, the visitation, the continuation of visitation of Sulaha should be repeated. That's why our elders, our shuyukh, they will have khanqa in the month of Ramadan, not tabligh jamaat. And brothers will travel all over to go to those khanqa. And then from this hadith we got kasrat tilawat al-Quran fi Ramadan. And then we got here also the revision of the Quran in the month of Ramadan is sunnah. And then the word Ramadan came in with referred to shahrun. Understand? And then we find here that tilawat al-Quran is more virtuous than tasbihat and dhikr also. God, so this is what we got here now from this hadith here. That is it for today. We are long on this coming. Hadith here now.